Before India was broken, it was the civilization the world bowed to. Long before the British called us subjects. Long before textbooks labeled us developing. India was something the world had no word big enough for. A golden nation, a knowledge empire, a superpower before superpowers existed. Picture this. You're standing in Bharat in the year 1000. The smell of sandalwood fills bustling markets. Chinese silk merchants haggle beside Arab traders weighed down by silver. Scholars debate astronomy under temple corridors lit by ghee lamps. Farmers use irrigation systems so advanced that even modern engineers still puzzle over them. This was India, the richest civilization on Earth. A place so wealthy Europe envied it, so advanced that Asia studied it, so brilliant that even its invaders tried to copy it. Now, blink. By the 1800s, the same land was starving, the same people were chained. The same civilization that once owned 1/3 of the world's wealth was suddenly being called backward. So what happened? How did the golden bird become a cage? How did the world's richest civilization become a third world country? And what would India look like today if centuries of destruction had never happened? This isn't just lost history. This is erased history. Your history. Let's uncover it. Let me tell you about a place that once mattered more than New York, London, or Paris combined. Bengal. In the early 1700s, Bengal wasn't just rich, it was obscenely rich. One province produced 50% of India's GDP, 12% of the world's GDP. European travelers called Dhaka the Venice of the East, except it was richer than Venice ever dreamed. Dhaka's muslin was so fine, so delicate, that a full sari could pass through a ring. European queens begged for it. They called it woven air. But here's what breaks your heart. By 1947, that same Bengal, split, starving, faced a famine that killed 3 million people. When Churchill was told about the starvation, he reportedly said, "Why hasn't Gandhi died yet?" That's not history. That's cruelty with a signature. And Bengal wasn't alone. In the year 1000 CE, global power didn't sit in Europe, it sat in India. India controlled 32.9% of the world's GDP. Today's USA, the world's superpower, controls about 25%. India was richer than that 1,000 years ago. Europe, 8.7%. China, 22.7%. But India was the sun. Everyone else orbited around it. Imagine you're a merchant from Baghdad in the 11th century. You save your entire life for one journey, to India. You reach Surat. The harbor has 200 ships. The marketplace stretches beyond the horizon. Women wear jewelry worth more than your home. A village temple has a treasury that could fund your king's army. And then you learn the secret. India wasn't rich because of resources. India was rich because of systems. The Cholas engineered irrigation networks still functioning today. They built a navy so powerful it controlled trade routes from Africa to Southeast Asia. Kings welcomed them with golden carpets. The Vijayanagara Empire had a capital of 500,000 people, bigger than Paris or London. Diamonds were sold like vegetables. Under Akbar, India produced 25% of global industrial output. Indian steel, Wootz steel, was so superior that swordsmiths across the Middle East competed for it. But India's real crown jewel, knowledge. Nalanda University had 10,000 students, 9 million manuscripts, scholars from Korea, Japan, Persia, China, Tibet. A Chinese visitor wrote, "The richest European monastery doesn't have 1/10 of a single Nalanda building." So why weren't you taught this? Because when you burn a library, you burn the memory of greatness with it. 1193 CE. Nalanda University. For 700 years, it stood as humanity's greatest house of learning. Then Bakhtiar Khilji arrived. Nalanda didn't burn for hours. It didn't burn for days. It burned for 3 months. 9 million manuscripts gone. Astronomy, medicine, math, poetry, philosophy, gone. Monks threw themselves into the flames trying to save their life's work. This is the equivalent of Harvard, MIT, Oxford, Cambridge, and Stanford, all burning to the ground in a single month. And Nalanda wasn't the only one. Vikramshila, destroyed. Odantapuri, destroyed. Jagadala, destroyed. Within 50 years, India's entire academic world was shattered. And this was only the beginning. Somnath temple was destroyed and rebuilt 17 times. Why? Because it symbolized something invaders could not tolerate: a resilient India. The Martand Sun Temple, compared to the Parthenon, was reduced to ruins, stone by stone. Mathuras once had 10,000 temples. By the 18th century, fewer than 200 survived. Historian Will Durant wrote, "The Islamic conquest of India is probably the bloodiest story in history. Imagine your family owns a bookstore for 20 generations. Scholars travel across continents to read its books. One day soldiers burn every book, kill anyone defending it, and build something on its ashes. Then tell your children the bookstore never existed." That was India's reality. After centuries of invasions, India should have been allowed to heal. Instead, it got the British. Battle of Plassey. Robert Clive takes Bengal through bribery. Bengal, richer than Britain, falls into British hands. And the dismantling begins. British policies destroyed India's industries, 80% tariffs on Indian textiles. British cloth sold in India tax-free. Indian steel furnaces shut down. Shipyards destroyed. Millions of artisans became jobless. Many starved. 55 million Indians died in British-induced famines. The Bengal famine of 1943 killed 3 million, while British warehouses were full. Churchill wrote, "I hate Indians. They are a beastly people." India wasn't poor. It was made poor. Walk into the British Museum. You'll see Tipu Sultan's golden throne, Amaravati sculptures, Thanjavur bronzes, ancient Buddhist relics, tags read, "Acquired in the 19th century." The Koh-i-Noor sits in the British Crown jewels. When India asked for it back, Britain said, "If we return the Koh-i-Noor, we would have to empty the entire museum." They said it like a joke. It wasn't. The Peacock Throne, one of the greatest creations in history, was melted down and sold for parts. Now close your eyes. It's 2026. You're landing at Takshashila International Airport, one of the busiest in the world. You attend a conference at Nalanda University, continuously running for 1,800 years and ranked #1 globally. You drive through Ayodhya, where the Ram Mandir, never destroyed, celebrated its 500th anniversary. You visit Lahore, India's cultural capital, Karachi, India's financial hub. The Indus flows through thriving Indian cities. No partition, no Kashmir conflict, no millions dead in riots. One continuous civilization. GDP, $15 trillion, arts, sciences, languages, unbroken. A global superpower. This isn't fantasy. This is the India that would have existed if 800 years of destruction had not happened. A civilization dies twice, once when it is destroyed, and once when it is forgotten. India has already died once. Will we let it die again? We can rebuild the temples. We can rebuild the economy. We can relearn the knowledge, but only if we remember what we once were. India is not developing. India is redeveloping. We're not climbing to greatness. We're climbing back to it. This is the India we lost, and the India we will rebuild. one truth at a time. If this video made you feel something, whether it was pride, anger, sadness, or hope, leave a comment below. Tell me what part of India's history you wish more people knew about. And if you believe this story needs to be heard, share it. Because the more people who remember, the harder it becomes to erase. Subscribe if you want more uncomfortable truths about history. This is the India they don't want you to remember. But we're going to remember anyway.